Hello, YouTube family. Welcome to our channel. This channel deals with the f.i.r.e journey of a family. Our f.i.r.e goal is $5 million US. So in this episode, I want to share with you things we regret buying, not because we couldn't afford them, but just in hindsight, they were not needed, and therefore we could have used the money for other purposes. It's not like we couldn't afford it, but FIRE is about prioritizing things that are important versus things that aren't. And these are some of the things we thought are important, but are not. So, how we came to this number. So, we want in retirement, based on the 4% rule, to come to a yearly income of $200,000 or 16,500 per month. That will align with our expected expenses, and we'll go through our expenses later on in this video and making sure how our alignment sits there. So a little bit about us. We are two working parents, mainly W-2 based income, with three young children, ages 4 till 8, two girls and one boy, and we live in a high cost of living area, which would explain some of our expenses. We plan on retiring in a high cost of living area, so our expenses should be aligned with that as well. So we own our home uh, without any debt anymore, and therefore we need to maintain our own home. So we have done various things to our home, but the things we regret the most are lawn care expenses. A lawnmower for $1,000 and a lawn aerator for another 1,000. These are things that are needed. Um, Cutting grass is important for the visual appeal of the house as well as being able to play outside comfortably. However, if we instead of a lawnmower and aerator have bought the equivalent in manual tools that will cost about $20 each, we would have done exercise on top of caring for our lawn versus right now when it's all electric, it just catches room in the garage and was more expensive to begin with, and the value is depreciating, and we will have to maintain them. So just a lot of hassle and not really a lot of benefits that can be achieved in other areas. So travel is, we think is a thing we love to do, and a thing we do often. So we thought when we start our travel journeys that we need to invest in a luggage that will carry us on for years and years. So we bought expensive luggage that was more durable to begin with, under the pretext that it will last us a good decade or so. That was not the case. Luggage gets lost by the airline too often. And unfortunately, that means all the luggage we have bought for ourselves has been lost throughout the years. And as well as the kids' luggage, we bought some character-oriented luggage for them, so they will be able to carry their own luggage. Uh, they lost interest in those characters, and some of the luggage was lost. So basically, this is a full loss of stuff. So with luggage, what we do currently is we buy the cheapest luggage at Walmart, which is about $20 for a bag. Basically, it's not even a suitcase. That lasts us well, probably about a year and a half for per bag. And if it gets lost in travel, we just don't care because it's only $20 per bag. Kids, kids, as you know, are expensive, but there are areas where we can save on kids. So snow gear, for example. Snow gear is a thing that we invested in heavily, but we bought a lot of bells and whistles that aren't really needed, as we learn, just because the interests of the kids vary between snow days, and snow is not that often where we live. So, for example, various sleds and motorized snow vehicles suited for kids, they deemed them unneeded, and eventually uh, we had to resell them at a loss. So right now our snow gear is very minimal. Uh, so for the various snow days, and if we really need equipment, we rent it, which is more cost effective because the kids haven't requested specialized snow gear in forever, and we don't expect them to, just because we teach them to play with themselves and don't need external stimulation. And beds. So beds are things that We invested for the kids again with the thought it will last them the good 18 years. As they grow, well, kids play with the beds a lot, and they have broken solid wood beds, and also their tastes change. A bed that's solid wood is not really their style. They like painted beds or sometimes loft beds, things of that nature. Beds that are easily purchased without the mattress, of course, in a secondhand store where we paint them the color they want with them, of course. So we teach them the value of work and knowledge that it takes an effort in order to get the things you want in life. Um, so we will not be purchasing newer beds for them. We will have them choose a secondhand bed and paint whatever color they want. And because of that cost, which is minimal, they can change beds every couple of years depending on how they grow up. And we will not incur the long-term cost of all that furniture going to waste, which is also good for the planet. So the total for all these unneeded expensive is $8,000 across about 3 years. So not that bad in terms of our normal monthly expenses. But if I had $8,000 now to purchase whatever I'd like, that would just be nice to have. Um, I know some people think $8,000 is a lot, but this is dealing with more of a fat fire journey versus a lean fire. For fat fire, for our budget, $8,000 is a drop in the sea, but it is still money, and we value money.